Hi, I'm Paola. I'm a product consultant and a digital transformation strategist. And today I want to help you clean your data. For this video, I want to explore the ways people might think about or have an idea how to clean data from a technical point of view versus a non technical point of view. I will dive deeper into the technical point of view side because I think that's a lot more need. There's a lot more need from that perspective because uh, not everyone can afford or not everyone has technical resource in house. So what we need is to try and find ways for you to empower yourself and help yourself and empower yourself to find ways to make your life easier in terms of data, cleaning it, and using the tools that you already have. So that's what we're gonna dive into. I will put out all the timestamps on the video below. So um, I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, now we're going to talk about how it's like to split values in a column. So, for example, we know that the names here are both first name and last name. And sometimes you see forms asking you for a full name, but many times what's your first name and what's your last name is what's asked, mainly so that you can find their surnames by descending to ascending, for example. And it's a lot easier to find people by splitting that value up. Instead of it being a full name, you could put it as first name and last name. So let's say that that's what we want for this data here. And what we just need to do is split the data. So you can do that by clicking on the column, click on data, split text to column right here. So you can see that it has separator. That's what the system's gonna look for in order to separate the values in between. So over here it says detect automatically. So chances are you would know, or they can look for a pattern to see what you might be looking for. But sometimes it could be comma. So for example, if you have tags and involve and you want to split those tags, well, you can do that with comma. But for now, all we need is space because you can see that the value that splits them up is space. So we just click space here and you can see that the name has now been split into two columns, and you can just put first name and last name. Now to continue on something simple, we can see that we're still in the event entity here. And you can see that if we look at the dates, these three rows have a date that's pretty standard and consistent. However, these two are quite invalid. Now, we only have 5 rows, which is not a problem. But what happens when you have 20,000 rows, or let's just say 1,000, and you don't know whether they're all consistent in some way or another? So, one way to do that is you could just filter all the blanks and all the invalid dates together, and it would bring up all the rows with the values that you want to fix or want to remove. And it gives you a chance to either just bulk delete it or fix it or reconcile it with another data. Now we're going to start thinking about data validation. And data validation is another way for you to organize your data set in a way that aligns to what you're looking for. And really, that just means you can add some conditional formatting. So let's just do a data validation here. A way to do that is you click on the column there, click on data, click on data validation, and you want to add a rule. And to add that rule, and you basically say, I want to add this rule from all of the values here. I mean, we only have 5, but you can think about this as something you can extend when you have more values. And you say, okay, well, I only really want any values that make sense for participants. And that would be anything that's a number that is greater than 0. So really all I want is to flag anything that is not a numerical value that is positive integer. So you can put greater than, or I guess equal to 0. Click this, show warning, and now you can see that there is a warning there showing you that this is a problem, or you have a value that isn't supposed to be there. Another useful tool for you to spot errors visually would be conditional formatting. So, for example, we could look at the email and you can easily spot that there's something wrong with it. But what happens when you have thousands of rows? So we would just highlight a column or a range that you want to look for. So in this case, we're looking at email. And then we would go to format, add conditional formatting. And it's very similar to earlier where you can add some rules. But for this one, we just want to say, hey, this text, we're looking for any text that doesn't have an @ sign, for example. And I want it to be more error-like. So I would put red and it'd be done. Now, as you can see, it highlighted everything. Well, that's just because I put on the range, but you can do that. That would be useful actually when you have thousands of rows. But for now, you can easily spot, hey, there's a problem with row number 6. So one way you can do that is if there's thousands of rows, and what you can do is filter it and filter by color, which is that light red that we just took. And that's a way for you to just see what values might need some reconciling or deleting. Now we're going to go over some formulas to make sure that you can clean your data in a more efficient manner. So in this data, you can see a couple of examples where we might want to clean up the data. First things we can do is in the email, you can see this value here is all in caps, which is not standard with every other values on that column. So a way to do that is just looking at it and saying, okay, a function for that is click on the value. So that means that it's inside that parentheses. And now we have a new value that is standardized. Now I'm putting everything on this side here just to promote or to show what functions you can do. The next one here, as you can see, is there's quite a lot of space in between the two. So we want to make sure that there's really just one space and it makes sense. So a way to do that is by using trim. And trim is just click on, say, trim, and just do that. and it removes that extra spaces in between these words. Another one is, let's look at Robert White here, and we can see that it's not capitalized in the first words. So a way to do that is we put proper, and we say proper, click on Robert White, and then there we go. So these are just really a few functions here that makes it easy for you to just efficiently just clean up your data without having to manually type them again.
So these are the main ways for you to efficiently clean your data without getting too overly technical. And you should already have a lot of these tools involved. And if not, you could use the same ideas and transfer it over from Google Sheets to Excel. So there's quite a bit of similarities in terms of these tools. So you can just think about it as concepts and apply it in different types of tools. And there are things out there like Open Refine, which is specific to these types of things, and it is an open platform, so it is free. You might just have some time, you might just need some time to really explore it and understand what you need to do. Although if you know the concepts, chances are you can easily do that. Or I might make another video just to show that to you. You can just pick a data set that you've been meaning to work on, probably something small. You don't have to overwhelm yourself with everything. Just start something small, use the tools, use the concept that we've just decided to do, and honestly have fun with it. And if you have any questions or anything, I am available for consultation, and you can book a session with me. And thank you so much for watching. This is my first video, so it'd be really nice if you can support the channel. And help me help more people who are teeter-totter on the non-technical and technical at the same time. I will put out more videos in terms of data, how to use other things like product management concepts in your organization, so that you don't, if you can't afford one, if you want to use that and to make your organization feel better, organization more efficient, you can use it. And yeah, also let me know in the comments what you think, and if there's any other videos that you want me, or any other topics that you want me to tackle. I'd love to know, because I'm trying to figure out what to do for the next one. I usually like case studies, so basically giving you an example and then trying to find the concept, just putting a case study out there, figuring out the concept, and then seeing practical steps to help you use for your organization. Anyways, I hope to see you next, and yeah.